What if I told you your life could look unrecognizable in just 88 days, not because you got lucky, but because you finally built a version of yourself that doesn't fold the moment things get hard? Be honest, how many times have you started strong, felt that first week fire, then disappeared back into the same habits by week 2? That's not because you're broken. It's because you've been using the wrong strategy. Most people try to change their life like it's a hype moment, a clean Monday, a perfect plan, a new playlist. But real change isn't a moment. It's a sequence. It's a chain of small decisions that gets heavier every day until it becomes identity. And 88 days is the sweet spot. Long enough to build something real. Short enough that you can still bring intensity. Here's the deal. This isn't comfortable. It's not cute. It's not balanced. It's a controlled, deliberate challenge. 88 days of proving to yourself that your word means something. If you're in your 20s, this matters even more, because these years quietly decide your standards. Not your dreams. Your standards. The level of effort you accept. The people you tolerate. The excuses you let slide. Quick question, answer it in your head right now. If you did one thing every day for the next 88 days, what would change everything? Not 10 things. 1. And if you want, drop it in the comments as a single sentence. For 88 days I will ______. It locks it in. Let's build the system. Because motivation is a spark. Systems are fire that doesn't go out. Rule number 1 for the next 88 days: 1 battle, 1 skill, 1 habit, 1 transformation. Because scattered effort feels productive, but it produces nothing. Most people in their 20s try to fix everything at once. Fitness, money, confidence, social life, purpose. So they sprint in 5 directions, and end up exactly where they started, tired and disappointed. Your brain isn't infinite. Your time isn't infinite. Your willpower definitely isn't infinite. So we're not doing more. We're doing deeper. Pick the one thing that would make the rest easier. Examples. If you're broke, I will build a skill that makes me money. If you're out of shape, I will train my body daily. If you're lost, I will create clarity through journaling plus learning. If you procrastinate, I will practice finishing 1 hard task daily. Now make it specific. Get disciplined is a vibe, not a plan. A plan is measurable. Try this template. Every day, before noon, I will do _____4 ____minutes/reps/pages. Not because noon is magic, because urgency is. If you push it, later becomes never. And here's the part people hate. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel confident. You don't need the perfect routine. You need one decision that you stop negotiating with. For the next 88 days, you're not chasing motivation. You're building a reputation with yourself. Because nothing is more dangerous than a person who finally trusts their own word. The first week is easy. You're excited. You're imagining the future. You feel like the main character. Then day 9, day 12, day 16. Your brain starts bargaining. Just today. Start again tomorrow. You deserve a break. You've done enough. That voice isn't your enemy because it's loud. It's your enemy because it sounds reasonable. Negotiation is the silent killer of transformation. The moment you negotiate, you teach yourself a rule. My commitments are optional. So here's your new rule for 88 days. Decide once. Execute daily. If you want to change your life, you don't need more motivation speeches. You need fewer conversations with yourself in the morning. You need a default mode that activates when you feel tired. I do it anyway. Not perfectly. Not with drama. Calm. Automatic. Like brushing your teeth. And don't confuse this with being harsh. This is respect. You're treating your future like it matters. Because it does. A simple question for you. Do you want an easy day today, or an easier life later? You can't pick both. Let's map this out so it feels real. Days 1 to 22, foundation. You're learning the move. You're building consistency. You're proving you can show up. Days 23 to 44, resistance. The novelty dies. Progress feels slower. This is where most people quit. Days 45 to 66, identities shift. You stop relying on motivation. You start acting like the person you said you wanted to become. Days 67 to 88, separation. This is when you pull away from your old self. Your standards rise. Your tolerance drops. People notice. The goal isn't to have a perfect 88 days. The goal is to finish. Because finishing changes your self-image. And self-image changes your behavior without effort. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. So for 88 days, we're building identity. Not, I'm trying. Not, I'm starting. Not, I'm thinking about it. I'm the type of person who does what I said I'd do. If your life is leaking energy everywhere, your goal won't stand a chance. So here's the brutal truth. You don't need more time. You need fewer leaks. Leaks look like 45 minutes of scrolling that turns into 2 hours. Quick. Gaming sessions that eat your night. Friendships that leave you drained. Staying up late for no reason. Constant snacking, constant dopamine, constant distraction. None of these feel like destruction in the moment. That's why they win. They steal your energy in tiny payments. So for the next 88 days, you do a simple audit. Phone, delete the apps you can't live without. If losing it makes you anxious, it owns you. And anything that owns you controls your future. Space, clear your room. Not because aesthetics matter, because your environment trains your mind. Clutter is a constant reminder of unfinished decisions. People. Stop feeding relationships that reward your worst habits. You don't have to start fights. Just stop watering dead plants. This isn't you becoming boring. It's you becoming focused. And focus, in your 20s, is a superpower. Here's the reality. The day doesn't start when you wake up. The day starts when you touch your phone. Once you do, your mind belongs to everything else. Other people's priorities. Other people's problems. Other people's noise. So for 88 days, you're going to own the first hour. Rule: no phone for the first 60 minutes. No scrolling. No checking. No. Just a quick look. Because a quick look is never quick. Instead, you do your one battle. That might be workout, reading and note-taking, cold outreach for business, practicing a skill, writing, journaling and planning. You don't need a complicated routine. You need a routine you'll repeat when you're tired. And the hardest part is the first 5 seconds after the alarm. That's where your life splits. So use the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, feet on the floor. No thinking. Thinking is negotiation. Move first. Then your mind catches up. After a week, your brain learns. We don't debate. We move. That's how discipline is built. Around week 3, the glow fades. You'll do the work, and feel nothing. No fireworks. No instant results. No hype. This is where people quit because they think boredom means it isn't working. But boredom is actually proof you're transitioning from emotion to identity. Most people only perform when they feel inspired. So when inspiration leaves, they stop. And they stay average forever. You are training something bigger than motivation. You are training reliability. Your future doesn't need the version of you that feels good. It needs the version of you that shows up. So when boredom hits, don't panic. Don't switch goals. Don't restart. Just lower the emotion and keep the action. The boring days are not a problem. They are the training ground. Because life doesn't reward hype. It rewards people who can stay consistent when it's quiet. If you're relying on willpower, you're gambling. So we build a setup that makes the habit hard to avoid. Examples: sleep in workout clothes. Put your book on your pillow. Leave your journal open on your desk. Put your running shoes by the door. Prep the task the night before, so starting is one click. Your brain resists starting, not doing. The start is the pain point. So you reduce friction to 0. Then you add one more rule. Never miss twice. If you miss a day, fine. Life happens. But the second miss is a pattern, and patterns become identity. So you protect the chain. 88 days isn't about never failing. It's about refusing to disappear. The old you disappears. The new you returns every day. Around day 30, the challenge becomes personal. Because now you've invested enough time that quitting would hurt. This is where your mind tries to rescue your ego. It'll tell you, you're doing enough. You don't need to go this hard. You're different from those disciplined people. That's fear dressed up as logic. Because if you keep going, you might actually become the person you said you wanted to be. And that's terrifying, because then you'll have no excuse left. So here's what you do. You turn the whole thing into proof. Every day you complete the habit, you mark it. Calendar, notes app, journal, whiteboard. Not for aesthetics. For evidence. Confidence isn't a feeling. It's receipts. And in your 20s, receipts are everything. Because you're still deciding who you are. Don't announce the challenge to everyone. Don't post it every day. Don't turn your transformation into performance. Because talking gives your brain the reward without the work. Instead, move in silence. When someone asks what you've been doing, keep it simple. Just focusing on improving. Then go back to work. You're not hiding. You're protecting the process. Because opinions are cheap, and they come with doubt. Some people will cheer you on. Some will mock you. Some will worry about you. But none of them are living your life. So for 88 days, you act like you're on a mission. Not dramatic. Not angry. Just locked in. And one day, the results will speak without you saying a word. Here's what happens when you stack weeks of discipline. Your tolerance changes. Things that used to feel normal start to feel wrong. Wasting a whole night. Sleeping in because, why not? Junk food as default. Drama conversations. Making plans you don't even want. You start craving clean decisions. Not because you became perfect, but because your brain finally experienced what alignment feels like. And this is where your life begins to separate. Your old circle might not understand. Your old routines will try to pull you back. Your old self will try to bargain. But you don't fight by arguing. You fight by repeating the habit. Because repetition is power. And power is built quietly, one day at a time. Around day 45, something shifts if you've stayed consistent. You stop asking, will I do it today? You start asking, when am I doing it today? That's identity. So now we upgrade slightly, not by adding 10 new habits, but by sharpening the one. Ask, how can I make my daily action 10% more intentional? Examples. If you train, cleaner form, progressive overload, better recovery. If you study, deeper notes, practice tests, teaching what you learn. If you build a business, better outreach, better offers, better follow-up. If you write, clearer structure, stronger openings, more output. Small upgrades compound fast when the habit is already stable. That's the real flex, not grinding harder, but getting sharper. And when you get sharper, you don't just change results. You change reputation. People feel it when you talk. They can tell you're different. Because discipline shows in your eyes. You can't build a new life on a destroyed body. So here's a rule that makes everything easier. Sleep is part of the challenge. Not because you want to be healthy. Because sleep controls your decisions. Bad sleep turns you into a negotiation machine. I'll do it later. I'll just skip. I'll restart. Good sleep turns you into execution. Done. So for 88 days, set a real bedtime. Stop late night doom scrolling. Keep the room darker. Charge your phone away from the bed if you can. Your nights build your mornings. Your mornings build your days. Your days build your life. This is the boring stuff that creates extraordinary change. Days 67 to 88 are where you become dangerous. Not loud dangerous. Quiet dangerous. Because by now, you've done the thing on days you felt amazing, and days you felt horrible. You've proven you're not controlled by mood. And that's rare. Most people are still waiting for the right time. Still waiting for confidence. still waiting for motivation to return. You're not waiting anymore. So here's what you do in the final stretch. Stay simple. Stay consistent. Protect the chain. Don't chase new goals. Finish what you started. Because finishing isn't just an achievement. It's a psychological weapon. When you finish, you teach your brain, I am the type of person who completes. And once your brain believes that, your whole life speeds up. Picture the version of you on day 88. Same name. Same face. Different energy. Not because life became easy, because you became reliable. You didn't change your life in 88 days by doing something magical. You changed it by doing something daily. And in your 20s, daily habits aren't small. They're destiny. So here's the question that decides everything. If you keep living the next 88 days the same way you lived the last 88, where does that take you? And if you don't like that answer, good. That discomfort is a signal. Start the challenge today. Pick your one battle. Lock your first hour. Cut the leaks. No negotiation. Never miss twice. And when day 88 comes, you won't need motivation videos anymore. Because you'll be running on identity. Somewhere in these 88 days, a bad day will show up wearing a disguise. It won't look like disaster. It'll look like a reasonable exception. You'll wake up late. You'll feel off. Something won't go to plan. And your brain will offer you a deal. Just skip today. You've earned it. That deal is poison. Because the real danger isn't missing one day. It's what missing teaches you. It teaches you that when life gets messy, your standards collapse. So here's the rule that saves the entire challenge. On your worst days, you still show up, but you show up smaller. If your daily battle is a workout, do 10 minutes instead of 45. Do push-ups and a walk. Keep the chain alive. If it's studying, read 2 pages and take notes. Do 1 practice problem. If it's business, send 1 message. Do 1 outreach action. You're not protecting progress. You're protecting identity. Because consistency is not perfect performance. Consistency is, I don't disappear. Most people fail because their plan only works when they feel motivated. So we're building 2 modes. Mode A, full power day. You hit the full reps, full minutes, full focus. Mode B, survival day. You do the minimum standard, no excuses, no debate. Your minimum standard is a tiny version of the habit that still counts. Here's the important part. Your minimum is not a fallback you use often. It's a parachute you use when life hits. And the moment you define it, something changes. Because now your brain can't say, today is impossible. Today might not be ideal, but it's never impossible. So write your minimum standard down right now like a contract. Example. No matter what, I will do 20 push-ups. No matter what, I will read 10 pages. No matter what, I will do 15 minutes on my skill. No matter what, I will write 200 words. This is how you stop being a mood-based person. You can't out-discipline an environment designed to seduce you. If your phone is on your bed, you'll scroll. If junk food is in your kitchen, you'll eat it. If your gear is buried in a drawer, you'll do it tomorrow. So you don't just rely on willpower. You arrange your life like someone serious. Make your environment shout your goal at you. Put the book on the desk open. Put the weights where you trip over them. Put the laptop on the skill page, ready? Put the calendar on the wall with 88 boxes to tick. Because what you see every day becomes what you do every day. And what you do every day becomes who you are. If you want a different you, build a different room. Here's a hard truth nobody wants to admit. Most people aren't too busy. They're too distracted. They can spend 3 hours watching videos, but can't spend 30 minutes building a life. They call it no time, because no discipline sounds too sharp. So for the last stretch of this challenge, you're going to stop saying you're busy. You're going to start saying the truth. It wasn't my priority. That sentence stings. Good. Because it forces you to take control. And here's the flip side. When you make your one battle your priority, time appears. Not magically, practically. Less scrolling. Less hanging around. Less Just checking. Less. I'll start soon. More execution. Your life changes when your day changes. By the end of 88 days, the biggest change isn't your body, or your money, or your skill. It's your standards. You stop accepting the version of you that quits. You stop entertaining excuses like they're normal. You stop treating your potential like a hobby. You become the kind of person who hears their own mind complain, and still moves. And that's when the world starts reacting differently to you. Opportunities don't come because you want them. They come because you carry yourself like someone ready. So when you hit day 88, don't celebrate by collapsing back into the old life. Celebrate by setting the next target. Because the point of this challenge wasn't to finish 88 days. The point was to become someone who finishes. And once you're that person, your life won't be the same. Thanks for watching. If this helped, subscribe for more, like the video, and comment. Day 1 starts now. And what your one battle is,